Throp here again. As you're probably hearing, Jamaica is on an unprecedented economical tear, and I know many people are interested to learn how they might be able to buy property in Jamaica, move here, or even start a business. Enter Throp-X. This is my annual Jamaica investment conference hosted at Travelers Beach Resort in Negril, Jamaica. If you're even considering moving to or investing in Jamaica, this is the best low-risk opportunity to do your due diligence and network with the very people driving the country forward. This event brings together a group of hand-picked, trusted, top-of-their-field individuals, the best developers, contractors, real estate pros, lenders, and government partners, all under one roof to help you make your move. This is very much an action-focused premium conference experience geared towards empowering you with the tools and team necessary to create your Jamaica dream. We've partnered with the Tax Administration of Jamaica to help you get your TRN and even open a bank account, all conveniently located on conference property. One of the most popular parts of the conference is the real estate tour. It's the best way to understand Jamaica's real estate market, seeing and experiencing properties firsthand so you can compare apples to apples. Another incredibly valuable part of the conference is the people you will meet. Attendees have been some of the most dynamic, inspiring individuals I have met doing incredible things with their lives. As always, this year will be fun, educational, and actionable, giving you the tools, insights, and connections to invest, build, and move to Jamaica. For more information, please visit ThropX.com and join our mailing list. Hey there, Throp here. I wanted to interrupt just for a minute to tell you about my family's hotel, Travelers Beach Resort. We are a 60-room Jamaican-owned and operated hotel located on the world-famous 7-mile white sand beach of Negril, Jamaica. My father started this property back in '94, and myself and my brothers Winfield and Wingate took over in 2011 after my father retired. Recently, we've made some upgrades to the property, particularly to our rooms. They've been redesigned and reimagined with comfort and style at the forefront. The textures, the light, the layout, each space was designed with intention, balancing modern touches with the familiar spirit of travelers. Our deluxe rooms and suites, which you are seeing on your screen now, have gone through an incredible transformation. We now have 2-bedroom suites available for your accommodations next time you're in Negril. We're especially proud of our gym. It's designed to give you a high-quality workout experience with premium equipment, plenty of space, and an energizing atmosphere. Our lounge has become one of the more popular public spaces, perfect for a family game night or catching the big game. Of course, our restaurant and bar is located right on the beach, so you can enjoy the most beautiful sunsets in the world. We look forward to welcoming you home. For more information, please visit www.tbr.travel.
Welcome home.
Happy Thursday, everyone. Good to be with you today. Let's fix this. I think we're good. Hope you all are having a good week out there so far. One more day left in the work week. And my week is going pretty good. No complaints over here. Happy to be back in Jamaica from New York City, taking a quick trip over the weekend to do Throp-X New York City NYC Connect, which was a whole lot of fun. And I can't thank you all enough for coming out, all the people who made it. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Throp-X updates. We're going to talk about buses and Jamaica. And hopefully we'll get to some world championship stuff, which it starts on Saturday. I believe it's our Saturday morning, if I'm not mistaken, here in Jamaica, or here in the East or the West, I should say. But yeah, that's the agenda for today. And of course, we'll be doing our full show on Sunday, the longer version of this. Probably going to jinx myself, but we'll see. We'll do an hour. We'll do an hour today. These Thursday live streams are usually a little bit shorter, but who knows? Who knows where the conversation is going to go? But please let me know what city, what state, what country you're chiming in from. Always love to hear from you all and hear where you're coming from. And it should be a good show today. I'm excited to kind of go through our agenda. Very Throp-X focused, but of course, there's a few things happening in Jamaica so much still, I guess what was I thinking? I thought, after last week's election, like we'd be back to not regular stuff, but I think, the politics and election stuff would be behind us, but that seems to be lingering. And I think some of it is appropriate to speak about as it relates to investing, living here, moving here, and that sort of thing. But we'll try to keep the politics aspect out of it. As you may know, we are more on the investment side of things. So anyway, to start with, let's get where you're chiming in from. We'll get to that in a second. Would love to hear from you. But for those that are unaware, I did essentially a pop-up event in New York over the weekend on Saturday, and it was a very similar event, if you will, to the London Connect, Throp-X London Connect that I did in April. Was it April? No, it was April. It was in April. I believe it was April, or either April or early May. I was there in April and it crossed over. No, it was early May. Excuse me, early May, and just as good. Really, really awesome. Super shout out to Miss Lily's 7A in New York City. They were gracious enough to host us, and just great service, great food, great drinks. We have a Miss Lily's here at Skylark in the Grill, and it's one of my favorite restaurants. It's definitely the most frequented restaurant, my most frequented restaurant here in the Grill outside of Travelers. I'm there multiple times a week, and I just thought it was appropriate to do the location of one of my favorite restaurants, the version of it in New York. And it was a great choice. And of course, I was looking for a Jamaican place as well. I mean, everything lined up perfectly. I'm going to share some pictures with you all shortly, but they literally gave us like a whole entire section. It was 2 containers that I don't know if you're familiar with New York, during the pandemic, different restaurants were given outside space, and they had outside space that was covered, and there was like a hurricane that happened like as soon as we finished. But anyway, we had 2 containers, open containers, if you will, shipping containers, that is, that had seating and chairs and tables that was completely dedicated to us. So we really, really appreciated that, having our own section, and just a wonderful get together of like-minded individuals who are just very much pro Jamaica. And like I said, very similar to the experience that I had in May in London. Just very much incredibly like-minded, smart, high-achieving individuals, all under one roof, just meeting each other, networking with each other. And I'm so happy I had the opportunity to meet so many of you. And I can't thank you all enough for coming out. We had people coming from all over, all over. We had people from Connecticut, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, as a matter of fact, which is crazy. And then all boroughs: Staten Island, Brooklyn, Queens, Strong Island. I don't know if anybody was there from the Bronx. At least I wasn't aware. But New York City was definitely in the house. And we had somebody drive up from Virginia, which is absolutely bonkers. Crazy, 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 crazy. And I just appreciate everybody coming from near and far to that event. And you could tell, like, it was just great natural bonding amongst everybody. And the thing I like about doing these pop-ups, if you will, and I know so many people are like, oh, I wish I known. Trust me, I did it. I wasn't trying to necessarily exclude anybody, but I was very purposeful in doing it last minute. And I think I had announced this last week, and then I didn't send the email out until either Wednesday night or Thursday morning. And then I announced it on my Instagram stories on Friday as I was flying into New York. And because it just, I know this could turn into like something with like 100 people. I think we were about maybe 40 people, which is like perfect, and that's kind of the capacity that I could kind of handle. And I also think it's just best for everybody getting to meet everybody in a situation like that, having low numbers, like more intimate. And that's what I really wanted to achieve. And we could have got into like, a couple hundred, like if I did this like a month out, easily 200 people would have came. I know that. And I don't think I am quite ready for that. But in the future, we're going to be doing this. And I'm going to brainstorm with you. I'll probably save this for a little bit for Sunday, actually. But in the future, we'll absolutely be doing more cities, and we'll be more organized to the extent we'll be able to open this up to just a lot more people. So, next year, the idea is like we're definitely doing New York City and London again, but there are a lot of cities that I think that this could benefit from tremendously. And it's just so good to get just high quality, high performing people under one roof that have the same progressive mind. And there is just a lot of power in community at that level. And I recognize that from putting on my own events here in Jamaica and then doing it in London and then again doing it on a Saturday. And you just never know what comes from these interactions with people, and not just with me. And trust me, like I learned a lot from so many people that were there, and people just doing like really really incredible stuff, like in their personal lives, personal professional lives, but then also with their relationship and their journey with Jamaica. And it's just, and I know people get inspiration from other people and learning about what they're doing, what they're trying to achieve, how far along their journey on the journey that they are to moving here or investing here. And some folks are like on really really advanced stages, and then there are some folks who are just, they've been thinking about it for a long time. They're researching, they're trying to figure things out, and then they learn from the folks who are further along, and they get different ideas and perhaps skip different hard lessons, if you will, by learning and interacting and mingling with those folks. And so it was just so exciting to hear people's different stories, and then just finding out how I can assist and push forward what they're trying to achieve. And it just makes me think like so many people are just so pro Jamaica, and that they're trying to come back. So many people have already made a significant investment, multiple units, or starting a business, have invested in a business, and they're making it happen. And I think it's going to be really, really fantastic for them as an individual, a couple, a family. I think that's going to be incredible, incredible, incredible. But I also am like, the impact that they're going to have on the communities that they're going to be living in, working in, being entrepreneurs in, it's going to have this a disproportionate impact on those communities. And I'm excited for each and every one of those folks and individuals who have made that decision. And a lot of the folks that I met, they're kind of some of the folks I should say that I met, they are like, they're like two, three, like so many people are like 2-3 years out, like less than 3 years of like making the full move. They've already invested. Some people have their investments that are being built right now. Others are working on different businesses and different ideas. Like it's just incredible to hear, and it's just like so awesome that I'm just privy to this information, and that we are getting inspiration from each other, and that we're also using each other as well. So really, really, really great meetup, and I'm so happy that I got to meet so many of the screen names that I have here on YouTube and put the faces with them. And so like that happened in London, that happened in New York on Saturday, that happens at every single Throp-X every year. And it's just so much more powerful to take this online community and bring it into real life. And so I'm definitely going to be doing more of this. I know so many people have asked me about doing one in Jamaica, like a pop up in Kingston. And we will, unfortunately, I don't have the capacity to do it this year. Absolutely, we will be doing it next year, and we'll be looking for partners in Kingston to make this happen. Perhaps that will kick off the ThropX Connect tour next year. Maybe Kingston, it just seems more appropriate. Like it will be Kingston that we'll be doing next year to start it off, and then we'll figure out the rest of the year. But so much power in community and in this community. And so I got a lot of inspiration from this weekend. I'm going to share some pictures shortly, but let me go to the comments real quick, and then we'll hop into the pictures. Buffalo Soldier, what's going on? Thanks for joining. See another person that I met in person. I know exactly who that is. Met at Throp-X last year. Ravaj, happy Thursday. Eve, Throp, thanks for joining. Anne Marie, happy Thursday, everyone. Mark chiming in from Brampton, Canada. Nice to have you. Carrie, new location, Carrie Mold, Bloomfield, Connecticut this time. Awesome. Nice to have you. Suzette, what's going on? Thank you for being a channel member. I very much appreciate you. Emery says, watching while enjoying a walk in ATL. Awesome. Awesome. Are you on that? Oh, is that the Beltline in ATL? I could be mixing up cities here, but let me know if that's what you're walking on. Not to dox you or anything like that, but I've only been to ATL. I've been to ATL twice, and the first time took a walk on the Beltline, I think it's called, which was cool. Jay Fitz, what's going on? Hi, Throp and family, checking in from the murder the murder capital, America, specifically Atlanta. Nice to have you, Jay Fitz. Carrie says, oh gosh, with the Nazis now in charge in DC, was there any concern that ICE would show up for a raid? No, no concern whatsoever for the pop up that we did. Throp, enough big up from Markham, Canada. Thanks for chiming in, Punty. Always appreciate you. Put me on your Connecticut list. Connecticut list, you got it. Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of people say Connecticut, which I wasn't even thinking of, but so many people says I got to do one in Connecticut. But I think that's definitely on the list for next year. Shawana, what's going on? Happy Thursday, Throppers. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being a channel member. Very much appreciate your support as always. Jala says, hello, Throp. Glad to catch you on a live. Greetings, Stoppers. Thanks for joining. Donna Bryce says, evening, Throp and Throppers. Nice to have you, Donna. Shona says, I see a few HCLers in the chat. I vote Atlanta to be the next city for a meetup. Yeah, Atlanta is definitely on the list. We're definitely doing Atlanta next year. I mean, this is, I can just tell you, this is what I'm thinking, but we'll go over it Sunday and we'll take some votes or whatever have you. But Atlanta, South Florida, somebody said Cali. Let me know if that even makes sense. Toronto, New York, Connecticut, and London again. So those are what we have on our short list. Those to me make the most sense right now. And again, we are just spitballing. We are focused on ThropX 2025 in November more than anything else. We got more than enough on our plates here at Throp Media. But this is one of those things like you got to start at least putting the ideas on the whiteboard and figuring stuff out from now if we want to do a successful tour next year. Punty says, you may not realize how big what you're doing is, but ThropX is a big thing for the diaspora and local Jamaicans. You are using your superpower to help us. Thank you, man. Thank you, Punty. I really appreciate that. Doing my best. I think there's a lot of many great things to come, and in a relatively short period of time. So I'm excited for it all, and I'm excited for you all to be a part of it as well. Sean says, yes, the Beltline. Thank you. That's what I thought it was. That's been quite a number of years. Georgina, what's going on? Thanks for chiming in from the DMV. Sophia Jackson says, big up Jamaica. Throp family checking in from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Good to see you. Chris Charles, what's going on? Strong Island in the building. Was there on Saturday at ThropX NYC Connect. Appreciate you as always. Appreciate your support. Georgina, what about the DMV area? Yep, didn't think of that. But I mean, if we got the numbers and we got the interest, definitely that could be number 8 on the list for next year's tour. Sophia Jackson says, huge Jamaican community in Charlotte, North Carolina. We'd love to have you come here. Really had no idea about Charlotte, like not a clue. Okay, got to put that on the list. You know what? We have like a little note section here now. Charlotte. Gonna put that there so we don't forget. Cool. Let me put DMV there as well. Interesting. This is why we have these conversations. Had no idea. All right, let's see if we can share some quick pictures here. I mean, how do I do this? Let's see. if I can. I don't know how to share pictures on this. I should know this after doing this for how many years. Okay, let me see. Can you guys see this? No, I think you just see the files. Yeah, you guys can't see it. Those are the those are the files, which is great. Which you don't. This doesn't help you. You want to see the actual pictures. One second. Let me try to figure this out. Or we could just go to my Instagram. That's smart. That would be very smart. All right, let's do that real quick, and we can just share. I have so many more pictures, but I guess we'll just have to. Um, Instagram, we'll just have to do. One sec. Okay, it's going to be a little bit smaller, but you get the idea. All right. Yep. This is the. I just scroll through some pictures, doing some selfies, people meeting up. So, as I was saying before, like we kind of just got like this outside area with these open shipping containers, which is like beautiful, very easy for everybody to mingle. One thing that I would say, like the difference between this and the Throp-X London Connect was that we did it at the Ned, which was a bar, and that forced people to like interact a little bit more than and like whereas here people like sat down and had food, which was good and it's great. But there was not as much movement as compared to May when I did it in London. Just an observation that I had, but as you can see, like food was amazing. Food was really, really good, even though I didn't eat while I was there, but everybody said the food was great. I was just kind of roaming around, just trying to meet everybody and have conversation with everybody who was there. I had my friends come out, and like so many people that I've met here in Jamaica that I've never seen anywhere outside of Jamaica, outside of Negril, but I saw them in New York, which was awesome, or just like so amazing. So I really appreciated people coming, and a lot of people couldn't were unable or will be unable to make it in November for Throp-X. So this was the consolation for them. So I'm just so happy that I was able to connect with people, and that's kind of like everybody kind of sitting down there for the most part. And those are like the two shipping containers that we were sitting down, like really, really beautiful setting. Again, thanks so much to Miss Lily's for hosting us and allowing us to do our pop-up event there. Really, really great location. I would encourage anybody, if you're in the New York City area, I believe it is, if it's not the only Jamaican restaurant in Manhattan, maybe it's one of two, one of three at max. There's not that many, but I personally think this is the best. So if you're in the area, I would highly recommend and encourage you to check it out. And it's all of us just kind of chilling, having a good time. As I'm like scrolling through, like people the stories and conversations like are coming back into my head, but I don't want to necessarily share anybody's specific story because that wasn't necessarily that wasn't the idea, and I don't have the permission to do that. Met like two of my best friends came, Jason and Adrian. I haven't seen Adrian on the left since before COVID. Just like best friend, but life happens, and he happened to be in the city for the tennis match for US Open, and got to meet up with his wife Megan, which I haven't seen her since the same time, and just so awesome. The timing worked out, and then Jason, my other best friend, see him all the time, but definitely don't take it for granted. And I appreciate both of them coming out and supporting the event. Really, really appreciated that. And then we just took group selfies at the end. We didn't have an area. I mean, we could have done it, but we'd have blocked the whole block to do like a full group picture. So this is like the best we could do was just do like smaller groups that like how people were sitting. And yeah, for the most part, that was Throp-X New York City Connect, which was a really, really awesome event, and really so happy that I did it. So worth it to make it happen, and I can't wait to continue to do it. It's just it gives me. I love traveling, as you know. So I mean, even back home to New York, I mean, I just love getting on a plane and doing something different that's outside of my schedule. So to do that more next year to like 7 or 8 cities around the world or whatever it is, we're trying to figure it out. Can't wait. Can't wait. So once again, like thank you all so much for coming out, everybody. I'm gonna go through this again because I know there's more people can come on Sunday. We'll do a shorter version of this. So if you come on the live stream on Sunday or you're watching this on the replay and you've already seen this, sorry. But I just want to make sure as many people are aware that we did this event and that we'll be doing more events just like this in the future. So we're going to move on to let me go through the comments and then we're going to move on to some Throp-X updates, like Throp-X updates, like the Super Bowl Throp-X updates coming up in November. Galloway Kevin says, super thanks and greetings to you, Agent Throp, and friends watching. You got it. Darnell, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for the donation and support. Really, really appreciate you, man. I'm sorry you missed it as well. Would have been great to reconnect, I should say. And we'll do it again. There's gonna be a next time. There's gonna be a next time for sure. And I'm not sure you heard, but we're gonna be doing it next year in New York, but also several other cities around the world. We're definitely gonna be making that happen. Learned so much inspiration from this, and I can't wait to do it again. Alfonso Worth says, great job as usual, Thop. Thank you so much. Really appreciate this. Appreciate that. Excuse me. Zoe Ann says, happy Thursday, everyone. Checking in from Oregon. Throp, your interview with the Prime Minister, Dr. Holness, was fantastic. You definitely have a gift as an interviewer. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So Throp-X, some updates. So one thing that we never talked about, which I think is important, and it kind of sets the precedent for Throp-X this year, which is the theme for this year. I got to thank our sponsors too in a second. I mean, so much support from the grill, particularly the hotel community. But anyway, before we get into that, wanted to talk about the theme for this year for Throp-X, which is transforming uncertainty into opportunity. And that theme is like it's twofold, right? Transforming uncertainty into opportunity. And when we were sitting down to think about what the theme was going to be for this year, we had to reflect on last 12, 15 months and just think back to ourselves, what has been happening. And one thing that was very, very clear, like immediately, I guess both of these, but like one thing was definitely clear was just like global uncertainty and just a lot happening around the world, war wise, just craziness happening in America. And I mean, not even stuff that happened this week. I mean, I'm talking about like since late last year into January. And then you look at Jamaica and like there's like a lot of that type of madness is not happening here. We have our own madness, right? And I looked at Jamaica and like Jamaica continues in my mind to be a really good haven for investment now, reaping benefits later. And that was one of the pillars or reasons why we chose a theme of that nature. Then again, going back to transforming uncertainty into opportunity, we do have our own uncertainty here in Jamaica as well, right? And this has been the year I think I have talks about the most amount of unfinished or failed, I don't know what you want to term it, developments in Jamaica, like people just not getting what they paid for, or they were supposed to move in 3 years ago and it's still unfinished. They still asking for more money. And so there is also a lot of uncertainty in that as well. And even investing in Jamaica. And then we always talk about the horror stories of even like building a house down here, building your dream home, and just working with the wrong people, getting ripped off, losing your shirt, et cetera, et cetera. And like focusing on that duality, there are so many, even though it can be challenging, so to speak, there is still great opportunity and there's still the right way to do it. Like if we're sticking with the latter point here with Jamaica. And I look at this conference, I look at Throp-X, hopefully as a guide and facilitator to help you navigate this uncertainty and hopefully navigate in a way that not that anything's guaranteed, but the likelihood of you getting ripped off, are you investing into something that does not give you the outcome that you are looking to achieve. And I'm not talking about like, you're looking for a 20% return and you get a 5%. Like, we're not talking about that type of investment. We're specifically investing in real estate. And that could be in a new development, that could be in your dream home, et cetera, et cetera. And we've heard and we've explained and we've talked about on this channel and on this program so many instances of people just getting completely ripped off and having a dream of theirs turning to a nightmare and seemingly having to be stuck in a situation for like years on end, and this like that to me is like you hear all these stories all the time of people either dealing with a lawsuit or development, and it's 3, 5, 10 years, sometimes even longer until it resolved. And sometimes it's never resolved. And sometimes there's no end in sight. There was as a couple that I met, and I'm talking about this openly because I've talked about this openly before on this channel. There's a couple that I met at Throp-X New York City Connect on Saturday, and they told me that they had invested in the White House development. And of course, we've talked about it on this program and how big of a nightmare that it is. And it is a nightmare. And it's just so sad that for many years when this development was happening, that it was this poster child of this group of investors, developers that came together to put this development in a location that nobody else was looking at, but it had the fundamentals of being a great development in a great area, in a great up and coming city, town, I'm not sure, whatever you want to call it. And ultimately, and to this day, it's just, it's a failure. It's not a success. It's a failure. And now these folks have gotten together and they're working it through, and they paid hundreds of thousands of US dollars into this in good conscience. They did what they came through on their end of the bargain, on their end of the deal. They said it costs this much, you need this deposit. They put it down, no action, haven't been able to move in. The development is not complete. And it's just so ridiculous that has happened to these good people who've worked very, very hard for their money. They did what they said that they were going to do. They did what they promised that they were going to do and pay this money over. And these developers did not come through on their promise. And to this day, have not come through on that promise. That project is not complete. That development is not complete. We've gone through this with many other developments that are throughout Jamaica. And it just continues to be like, it happens so often. It's so crazy. It's so crazy how often it happens here. And there are ways, that we talked about this, there are ways to avoid situations like this. And we want to not to, and don't get me wrong, like and this is the same thing I told the couple on Saturday. Like, I do believe like it's going to, and they do too as well. That it's going to be resolved, but it's just like you're in a situation that you didn't sign up for. And of course you didn't anticipate this. And it's very unfair, very extremely unfair. And then, and I think this is also the thing that sucks about here. And like this about when stuff like this happens here in Jamaica is the lack of recourse and the lack of accountability. Like, is anybody going to go to jail for this? Probably not. Is anybody going to pay over heaps of money for and to compensate these people for the headache that they have and the stress? And there are people who are, and not that anybody deserves this, but like I think of people who are like senior citizens who are retired, they're on their pension, they took their life savings, put it into development of this nature, and they have only so many good years ahead of them, right? And now they have to deal with this. This is a couple, and I'm just thinking back specifically, not to another couple, a senior citizen couple that I met here, travelers, as a matter of fact, a few months ago, and they were telling me about another development, which I didn't get the permission to share, which the name of it. But just another nightmare scenario. And that to me is like the most unfairest of it all. It's just like the folks that don't necessarily have the energy and just less time than other people, if you will, to fight this sort of thing. And to me, it's like, man, I just want to I want to at least do the best that I can to help folks avoid situations like this. And a big part of it is connecting people with the right people, right? I've heard horror stories about individuals like working with like one of my best friends here in Jamaica. He's doing development in Kingston. Architect ripped him off. I'm talking about like, I want to say it's millions of Jamaican dollars, but I feel like we're in the six figures. I had, oh, man. And it's just like, man, like I like the thing that I have access to is like through doing what I do is like one of my strengths, I would say, is legal and pretty much anything construction. I mean, quantity surveyors, architects, land surveyors. uh, I'm sure I'm missing a whole bunch of different professions, but just you name it, up and down the line. Just good people, good people that know what they're doing, that are highly skilled, and they're not going to rip you off, and they're more concerned with their reputation and the longevity of their career than earning an extra few dollars on this one person or this group of people, right? And these are the type of folks that I invite to Throp-X, and these are the type of folks that I want to introduce you to and that you should be meeting and that you should be working with. I'm not saying that there aren't other good folks outside of my circle. Absolutely not. They're great people all in and all around Jamaica. But it's not like not like America where there you have the justice system, or like America, you think lawsuit, right? Here in Jamaica you can sue people, but like I always said, I've sued people here and have been sued. I've always won, and at the same time, even though I've won, you sometimes feel like you lost because of just the going through the process, right? And yeah, it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. So I want to continue to empower you. I want to continue to I have these podcasts too that we're going to be putting out before Throp-X with some of the very same professionals that I advocate. And as they come on the program, reach out to them. They are more than willing to help you out, have a conversation with you. And that's the other thing too, is that not only are they very good at what they do, I mean, I'm talking about the best at what they do, that they are trustworthy and loyal, but they are also have a very they're very passionate about Jamaica, and they are very passionate about their reputation and the reputation of Jamaica, because they know that, and this is what these folks who have this like very just terrible mindset and approach to just humanity and ripping people off, is that they don't understand that, yeah, you're going after ripping these folks off and it's putting more money in your pockets or whatever your goal is, however you see it, however you justify it in your head. But it has such a negative stain and a negative effect on the reputation of Jamaica. It really, really does. And I think that's what a lot of these selfish people really don't understand, is that, yeah, you're lining your pockets, but at the detriment, yes, of these individuals who are suffering, but you're also at the detriment of the reputation of Jamaica. And so, anyway, I know I've been going on and on about this. There's still great people here in Jamaica. There are great opportunities, and it's just a market that you have to navigate a little bit differently that you may have become accustomed to in your respective country or city. And you just have to move differently, a little bit more cautiously. And I recommend it because this is of the mindset that I have, is that I'd rather slow the process way down, and making sure that all my T's are crossed and all my I's are dotted, so that I'll front load the work, so to speak, so that I can, as much as humanly possible, avoid recourse. I'm like, in no way am I depending on something goes wrong, I can sue somebody. Like, that is out of my head. That is, I want to avoid that like the plague. I want to avoid that in any way, shape, or possible. Like, I do not want to sue somebody. I do not want to have to rely on suing somebody or putting together a class action lawsuit or putting together a group. Like, I want to avoid that at all costs, at all costs. And even as much as I say this now, you can do all this, anything can happen, right? But it's just like, we want to do as much as we can to avoid situations like this and work with the right people. I think that's the first step that you can do in whatever journey that you are on, or wherever you are on your journey, excuse me, on your Jamaica journey. I think the first thing you can do is work with the right people. I think that's the best way that you can set yourself up for success. Sometimes the best people may cost a bit of a premium, a little bit more money than the guy in the street or somebody that your cousin knows or something like that. But it's better than paying for it in the end, or paying for it 100x, or even worse, paying for it with your time. And to me, that is the most valuable asset that any of us have. And if we could protect that time with paying a little bit extra, few extra dollars for a high level professional, somebody who's trusted more than anything else, I would suggest and recommend that we all do that and we all think like that, because the more we do that, the more we do better for ourselves, better for the country, but we also bleed and starve the other. Wow, it's going to use a bad word. The bad doers. Let's call them that. The more that we can starve them at the end of the day. Let's get to some comments before I gotta thank the sponsors in a second. Let's get to some comments. Chris Shaw says go to maps. Is that for White House? Is that what you're talking about? I think that's what you're talking about. I think that's what I was talking about at the time. All right, I'll show you guys where White House is. All right, we got the map here. This is Jamaica. It's the westernmost part of Jamaica and the Grill. And we're going to go southeast, so south coast. And we're heading through Westmoreland. And then we're basically the end of Westmoreland, right before St. Elizabeth. And this is White House. Let me see if I could find the beach club. Okay, wait, is this it? Nope, that's not it. I don't know why I'm trying to wing this. I don't even know White House that well. Let's see. It's somewhere here. Somebody help me out if you see it. I think I'm just gonna have to type it in. Let me just type it in. White House Beach Club. Let's see. Yeah, look, is way off. Okay, this is it. This is a White House Beach Club. Great location, and one of the things that I thought was always awesome about this property, and I think other properties that are positioned similarly like this, is they have a tunnel that goes under the main road that gives you access to the beach. I think that is stellar. Really smart. And I think that's one of the smartest things that the developers did. But unfortunately, Not finished. Unfortunately, it is a nightmare for many, many people who bought into this. And the houses, hold on. I think let's show you that. I'm not trying to sell this like by any means, but the ones that are finished, they look great. And it has a beautiful view. And it just shows like, you see why people bought into this. You see why people bought into this because it is it's a great strategy that they have. Great location. But again, it's a nightmare for many. It's a nightmare for many, and I'm sorry that those folks are going through that right now. Map of White House, right? Okay, gotcha. We did that. Let's see. Jumping off and watch the replay. Have a good night, everyone. Okay, Shona, I'm not sure if you're still here. Audrey Vasso says, I don't know how your channel got on my radar, but I've been super impressed with your content and passion for your investment in the grill. Won't be able to attend Throp-X in November. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And welcome to the community. Nice to have you. I'll be in the grill in October. Do you have anything planned in the grill for the first 2 weeks of October? I don't know of anything specifically happening in the grill in October. There's Heroes Day weekend. That's kind of more mid to late October, but I don't know of anything happening during that time. Sean Love Coaching says, Throp, looking forward to Throppers Think Tank this weekend. Yes, we are doing Throppers Think Tank this weekend. This is my Patreon private video chat group Zoom call. So if you wanna join, please go to my Patreon, which is patreon.com/Throp. I'm just gonna put it in here. Would love to have you if you want to join us. We meet once a month. Is it the first Saturday every month? I've been so bad, apologies. Was traveling and a whole bunch of craziness, and we've missed, I think, definitely the last month, maybe the last 2 months, but we're definitely doing it this Saturday. So I'll make sure I put a post out on Patreon. So those folks who are on it and want to join, and I'll send the link and everything like that. Definitely looking forward to it. But the link is in the comment section. If you all want to check it out, would love to have you. What's up, Justin? Another channel member. Thank you so much, man. Better late than ever, I suppose. You got that. You definitely better late than never. Buffalo Soldier says, I didn't realize the White House project was actually in the grill. Sorry for this situation for the folks involved. No, it's actually not in the grill. So it's about a solid hour outside of the grill. Solid hour outside of the grill. Probably a little bit more, as a matter of fact. So not quite there. But for Throp-X this year, we're going to be going to, I'm going to bring up the map again. So the second day of Throp-X, second real estate tour day of Throp-X, we are going to going to South Coast, traveling through White House, and we're going to St. Elizabeth, and we're going to Treasure Beach. I should not be trying to do Treasure Beach on my own. Okay, no, I got it. And this is where we're going to be going, and we're going to be spending the day there. So excited. We're still working out the itinerary. We have our main points for the most part, but we'll release that in shortly next few weeks. Time is definitely moving so quickly. But we're going to Treasure Beach, which I'm so excited about, and I think it's one of the best decisions that I made for Throp-X this year to include Treasure Beach. And there's just a lot of great, wonderful things happening in Treasure Beach that I'm very excited to share with you all. And in a way, Treasure Beach is up next. And, and I really believe that, especially speaking with some of the powers that be, especially speaking with the many of the stakeholders in Treasure Beach. There's many, many more that I am looking forward to meeting with, and they are so excited for what's happening and what's going to that area. And it's my second home. It's my second home in Jamaica. I'll be going there in a few weeks again. I'm probably going to be going there, for continuing my due diligence for the conference, but absolutely love it there. And my goal is to get you all, as much as I love Negril, I want you all to fall in love with Treasure Beach, and it's a place that I have fallen in love with, and I've been going there since I was a kid. Have a lot of great memories there. And I'm really, really excited for all the folks who are living there and the stakeholders who are there for what's to come and what's happening on that side of the island. Mark says, "Hey Throp, just wondering if there is a party connected to Throp-X or a social event only event. I will be in the grill area, mostly vacation, not business. Um, this year we have several. Man, I'm so bad. I should have the schedule up. Let me see if I think I could find the schedule. We do have. Yeah, I think I could show the schedule here. I can go through the schedule for Throp-X real quick so you can get an understanding of that. You see that? Okay, cool. So this is scheduled for this year. Sorry, it's the date is cut off a little bit. But it's from the 16th to the 22nd. Dates are so messed up, but don't worry about that. 16th to the 22nd. And no, this is an old schedule. I was like, why does it look like that? Hold on one second. Let me see if I get the newest schedule. 1 second. No, I think we're gonna have to work with that for right now. Just bear with me on this, but you'll get the idea. We got to get the updated one. I don't have it handy with me. So November 16th to the 22nd, first day, the Sunday. See if I put my clicker on there. First day, the Sunday, we're doing our welcome dinner. So registration starts at 12. Welcome dinner starts at 6 here at Travelers. And then Monday and Tuesday, those are our education days. So Monday is all about real estate investing. So this is like some fundamentals, some advanced stuff, something for everybody, I would say, in real estate. And then the second day is business and lifestyle. So this is where we're hearing from some government agencies, learning how to move here, customs, shipping broker, as I always say, like very, very important to have that relationship if you're going to be repatriating, shipping, or moving here in any capacity. And then lifestyle, which I think is very, very important. You know, this is something that has become one of the, I guess, the favorite panels, is just learning from other people and hearing their story, hearing a story from other people who are in the position that you perhaps would like to be at in someday, and learning the steps that they took and learning about what life is like for them in Jamaica as a retired person, as a single mother, as a young person, whatever have you. I try to make it as varied as humanly possible, and these stories are great and they're very inspirational. So that is Tuesday. So Wednesday and Thursday, those are our real estate days. And so Wednesday, excuse me, we're doing the Negril real estate tour. So we'll go, it's mainly Negril, Beach Road, West End, and we'll go a little bit outside of Negril. And then Thursday is a South Coast real estate tour, and we'll be going to we're gonna pass through White House as we have it right now. We're not gonna be getting off the bus or anything, but just kind of give you an idea of the lay of the land. We will be driving past White House Beach Club. That's how we got to get to Treasure Beach. And then we'll get to Treasure Beach, which will be our final destination. And that's where we'll be spending the day. And then Friday is our Getting Business Done Day. And that's where you'll be able to, if you don't have, you'll be able to get your TRN. If you want to open a bank account, that's checking, savings, investment, mortgage, whatever have you. This is where we're going to be able to do it and sit down with banking professionals. And if you will have had the opportunity to meet, talk with so many banking professionals at that point in time before you even get up to this. But if you need that extra one-on-one time, this is your opportunity to do that. And now, especially this hasn't been confirmed, but I'm trying to get, and I know many people are interested in getting mortgages, and you'll be surprised at how easy easy and accessible a mortgage is here in Jamaica, and also how the terms are very different. Some banks offer up to 95% financing, and even in some banks, I forget the age, but like the age limit on mortgages is much higher here, generally speaking, with certain banks than it may be in America. So the access to financing, I think you'll be surprised. And what I'm hoping and trying for is on the real estate tours is to have mortgage specialists come with us, because there's a lot of time between, like, going around the grill, let's say. There's time driving from here, Negril, to Treasure Beach, and these are great opportunities to get your specific questions answered. And I want to use that time to network. I want to use that time to educate people. And so, again, not confirmed, but I'm trying to get mortgage specialists to come with us on these trips, because I want the ride to be fun going there and coming back. But also, if you have, I always say, like, when you come to Throp-X, like, make sure you come with the mindset of getting your specific questions answered, like whatever your specific scenario is, get it figured out. That's the whole point in bringing all these folks together. That's the whole point of keeping it so intimate. Remember, like, we're maxing out on 50 tickets. This is not 1,000-person, a 300-person conference. It's 50 people. It's 50 people max, and then 15 dailies. So that's what we're maxing it out on. And so really that gives you the opportunity to really, whatever questions that you have need to have answered, whatever doubts that you may have, hopefully I'm putting the right people in the room and under the roof that will be able to assist you in whatever queries that you may have. So be very specific for those who are coming. Be very, very specific with your questions, and get your situation, your scenario figured out, whatever that may be. And so anyway, that is Getting Business Done Day. And then we'll be having, that's during the day. And so if none of that applies to you, you have your bank account, you have your TRN, you don't need a loan, whatever, it's free day for you. You can go out and do whatever you want. And then you have, on Saturday, we have the networking boat ride, which was an addition last year. It was great. We're definitely doing it this year. So that's the call it the farewell boat ride, whatever you want to call it. And as you can hear, I forgot to mention this, as you can see on the right side, the lion's share, majority of your meals are included, and if you're staying here, travelers, you get breakfast included with your rate. Most of the hotels that we have partnered with, you're getting your breakfast included. So as you can see, most of your meals are included with your weekly, or if you choose a daily, you still get these meals included. So try to pack as much value, dollar for dollar value, but then also the intellectual opportunity value is there without question. I always look back and say this, because you get this. We've had some folks call us and say that, oh, this is so expensive. And I saw this on Facebook, like, this is so expensive to come to. And I say, if you really look at it, I'm gonna say this again on Sunday, as a matter of fact. It is so hard for somebody who is not in my position to put on a conference of this nature and of this caliber for the price that we're putting it on. And I say that because so much of this is subsidized by travelers, without question. I could not do this if I didn't have a hotel, and I couldn't do it at the price point that I'm doing, because I'm not paying for a venue cost. I don't have to pay for anything up front until after the conference is over. And as you know, if you run a business or you do an event, cash flow is king. It is paramount. And if I don't have to worry about the cash flow of putting down a deposit, paying for the food up front, like, I don't have to worry about any of that until after the conference is complete. And then to be able to give discounted rates and meals included and all of these things, like, I could not do it if I didn't have a hotel. Point blank, period. And so the value is just so much there, dollar for dollar. Now, like, let's talk about the opportunity, and I think that's the most important thing that you can get out of this. My one of my best friends, Jason, actually, you saw him in the pictures earlier. He came to Throp-X 2023. That was the same year that, and some of you are in the audience right now, the same year that some of you folks got together when we visited a hotel on the West End, and you decided, like, hey, we don't know each other. We don't know each other, but we're thinking the same thing. None of us had $3 million US dollars burning a hole in our pocket. But what if we pooled our money together and we bought this hotel with our collective resources, and we can convert them, the hotel rooms, into condominiums? And you guys decided to do that on your own. My friend, he came, he missed it because he couldn't. I'm not blaming him, but like, he only bought a day pass, and he had to get back to work. And he said, to this day, is like, my God, if I was there, I would have bought into this and I would have been a part of this. And from what I understand and speaking with those folks, they are very, very happy with their investment and the value. These are not my numbers. This is what I've been told. One person that I spoke with, and a couple of them were at Throp-X New York City Connect, and they had paid 100 and this is 2023, right? They had paid $120,000 buying into this. And now that property with the renovations is worth over $350,000. And now tell me, is an opportunity of that nature worth paying? At the time, the tickets were $1,200. Ask those people if that was worth $1,200. Of course, absolutely. That was cheap. That was cheap. To double their 120 that they put in, more than double the 120 that they put into that investment, and it's going to continue. The value of that property is going to continue to go up without question. And we have very, very similar opportunities coming to Throp-X this year. I might even say better opportunities, as a matter of fact. And so when I look at people and he say, like, this is expensive, I get it. Like, it's $1,400. I'm not saying that is not. That is it is. It's not a small amount of money. But to put this is to put on a conference of this caliber, and to put on a premium conference with premium panelists, with premium merch, with a premium experience. It costs quite a bit to put on. And I think that, honestly, if I wasn't doing this in the position that I am, it would be far more money. This is not a 3-day conference. This is not a 2-day conference. This is 6 days. This is 6 days of jam-packed activity that is giving you opportunities, and especially this year, opportunities that you're not going to see anywhere else, deals that you're not going to see anywhere else. And I'm leveraging. I'm telling you this because I'm even with the people that I'm talking to, I'm leveraging the brand. I'm leveraging everything that I've put into this brand, everything that I put into this business, and it is for your benefit. It is for your benefit. And people are excited to have us. They are welcoming us. They understand what we bring to the table. They understand the mindset of the Throp community. And they also understand, I know that everybody's not like this, but I think the lion's share, the large majority of us in this community have a Jamaica first mentality and want to see Jamaica do well and want to be a part of Jamaica doing well. And I think more than anything else, I think as a community, that's what we bring to the table. That's what we bring when we go on a real estate tour. When we go and look at different opportunities throughout Negril, and now we're going to Treasure Beach. Like, this is the sort of mindset that we're bringing to the table. This is not a group of people who are, and I've met these types of people who tried to get into this conference, but generally speaking, this is not a group of people who are just trying to go into a country and just extract value and just like, hey, I'm looking for a 20% return. Where can I put this? Like, that's not what I'm about. That's not what this community is about. If that's what you're looking for, that's not what I'm putting on the table here. I'm looking for a win-win-win situation all around for everybody involved. And I'm definitely excited to be bringing these sort of opportunities to you all and to this community. So yeah, that's Throp. I did not mean to go on that that rant, but that is Throp-X 2025 in a nutshell. And those folks who are coming and who are considering coming, I I can't wait. I really, really can't wait. We have a lot of hard work ahead of us in the next couple of days. Couple of days. I wish it was a couple of days. In the next couple of months. And if you guys are interested in Throp-X, want to learn about it, you can go to thropx.com, join the mailing list. You can see what we're about. You can see a few videos from last year and previous years on there, so you can kind of get a feel of what Throp-X is like, what the community is like. And I can tell you, at the end of the week, it's like a family. And like I don't say that lightly. I don't say that lightly. It's we become a family, and you see and feel lifelong relationships start during that week. And it's really a beautiful thing. And I'm very, very proud of Throp-X. Hugely, hugely proud of Throp-X and where it's going. All right, let's get to some comments. You know what? Let me thank, before I do that, let me thank some sponsors here. And as I mentioned before, the Negril community, just hotel community, I can't thank you guys so much. We have Rooms Negril, no, this is no particular order. And these are all partner hotels who we are, if travelers is going to be sold out, but when travelers are sold out, these are the hotels that we're telling everybody to go to and book their rooms with. And then also um they have given us hotels for our speakers, and all of our speakers, they come in here, they're volunteering. Nobody's being paid. None of our speakers are being paid. They're coming here, they're volunteering. And again, that speaks to the type of community that's here. Not that they're saying that like they're not worth being paid, or there won't come a time in the future where we will have paid speakers, but it just kind of goes to show you the commitment of all the folks that are involved in this, like top down. Anyway, um, folks that are these are the hotels that we're working with, and then that are providing these rooms. And I'm so thankful that we have these types of relationships. So Rooms the Grill Treehouse, Skylark, this is where Miss Lily's is. This is, like I said, one of my favorite and definitely the most frequented restaurant that I go to here in the Grill. Shirella Inn, Cocoa Palm, Rondell Village, Princess Hotel in Hanover, largest hotel in Jamaica as far as rooms go, Rayon Hotel. And thank you guys so much for being sponsors for Throp-X this year. And there are more coming on board. There are more and more coming on board. But as we go through, I just want to continue to just thank them and big them up as much as humanly possible, because could not do it without them. Could not do it without the support of the community. And can't thank them enough for supporting this event. And I encourage you to frequent these places. We're gonna, as for Sunday, we'll have like their logos and their website and everything like that. And if you want to support me and you want to support this channel, like I say, please support them and support their businesses, because they're supporting me and supporting what I do. And like it's supporting Jamaica, it's supporting the Grill. So Sunday we'll definitely have their logos and their websites up, and I'm gonna do everything that I can to leverage this platform on their behalf. Let's get to some comments here. KC says, and also thank you, KC, for being a channel member. Appreciate the support. Facts on the 2023 Throp-X link group of investors. I'm still kicking myself that I couldn't make it. Relationships among like-minded people is paramount to wealth creation. Absolutely. And I'm telling you, there is going to be one very similar, it's actually not guaranteed, but very close to a similar deal like that. But they're great deals. They're like, especially in Treasure Beach. And I know a lot of people haven't been to Treasure Beach before. I think you guys are going to be blown away by how special this place is, and you'll feel it. It is just such a beautiful community. And you're going to hear me use that word over and over and over again, community, that is. And because they are just a solid community, and there are elements of their community and togetherness that I wish we had in here in the Grill. Their togetherness, all for one for all. And I feel it every time I go there, and it really is a beautiful thing. Mark says, "So could I go on the cruise only on the last day, or is that only for those doing complete conference?" No, I have tickets for each day, each activity. You can buy a ticket for. It's on the website. If you go to Throp-X.com, I'll throw it in the chat here for you. Yeah, you can go there. You can buy a singular ticket for a specific event or a specific day. You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. Many people do that. I know. I know. The real estate the real estate tour is 100% going to sell out, especially the South Coast real estate tour. And we didn't even start advertising it. That's good. That's definitely going to sell out. So if you wanted to do, I suggest do both real estate tours because there's great opportunities for on both days, and then also you have the opportunity and the mindset of like comparing apples to apples in two different locations of Jamaica. So again, if you can't make it to the whole thing, if you can make it on the real estate tour, or if you're looking for just purely education, you got the Monday and the Tuesday. Buffalo Soldier says an average of $214 a day of learning and knowledge is worth it, plus great snacks, lunch, and dinner. Plus transportation included to certain events. Well worth it. Add in the Sunday, which includes welcome dinner, welcome package, etc. Yes, thank you for that. Thank you for that. All of that is included and is a part of it. And yes, this year is 50 people max. We're not going above that. This is quality over quantity event, as I like to put it. And I think we really hit on the quality year after year after year. Chris Adderley says, "Great evening, all on the live stream. Thanks for joining. Watching from Nassau, Bahamas. Outstanding stream broadcast. Thank you so much." Please listen to Donna. She says 72 on the stream. Please hit the like button. Would definitely appreciate that. And Benos, Ebony, hey Throp, I'm late. Hey, better late than never. Nice to have you on. Let's see what else we got going on here. I'm trying to get all the comments here before we move on to the next subject. Georgina says, out of them for Christmas. I could not get accommodations to travelers for the end of December to January. Yeah, I would say stay in contact with reservations. Do you have the reservations number? I'm going to give you the reservation WhatsApp number. So just stay in touch with them. That is your best bet if you're trying to book for Christmas, New Year's. It's just one of those things like you really got to book months in advance. And same goes for like if you're coming down in February, I would highly encourage you to try to book that as soon as possible. Let me see if I got this right. So that's the isn't it sending? That's the reservations number right there for you. Hope you're able to get in. Rich says, "Do you think a theme park would do well in the grill?" No, honestly. And I look at I can't even remember. It's the water park, Cool Runnings water park up the road. It doesn't it didn't do well, didn't survive, and it's closed now and for sale. And so we're actually considering putting that on, but I'm not sure if we're going to put that in a tour. Anyway, it's not a business that will do well in the grill because like for that to work, it's a local business, right? It's a local centric business. You need quantity, right? You need people coming in all the time. And for the most part, nobody's going to come on vacation, especially like Americans. Like the theme parks in America are out of this world. They are just it's hard to compete and compare with American theme parks because they just go nuts. They just go absolutely nuts. And to build one that is going to get people off the beach, out of the pool, putting down their rum punches, and go to a theme park with their kids and sacrifice a day doing that, where they flew 4 or 5 hours, 7 hours, whatever it is. It's a very hard sell, very very hard sell in my opinion, very hard sell. And the water park, I think, is a is a good example of that. So I don't necessarily think that would do well. Benos, wow, transportation. So transportation within the conference. So like this is not airport transportation. This is not transportation from, like, if you're not staying at travelers from other hotels. Like, so I just want to be clear on that. Not that sort of transportation, but transportation within. So like the tours, the real estate tours that we have, the boat ride, that's what's included in the transportation. So I just want to be clear on that. Sarah says, "Hi, what days are the real estate tours? I'm driving and can't go to the website." No problem. Where the real estate tours are on the, oh man, hold on. Let me pull this up again. The real estate tours are on Wednesday and Thursday. So November 19th and November 20th. Those are the real estate tours. And we're leaving early. Like, I'm saying that now. We have to leave at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. We're pushing it up, I think, if not half an hour, a full hour this year. So we're leaving at 8 o'clock on the real estate tours, on the dot, on the money. Especially on the Negril tour, we want to end that one early so everybody can have a relaxed evening and then rest up, because the Thursday is going to be a long day going to Treasure Beach. All right. I sent a WhatsApp message. Georgina says I sent a WhatsApp message, slow to reply. All right. I'm gonna get on them, Georgina. If you haven't got a reply already, I'm gonna follow up on that. Sorry about that. I think I got all the, yeah, I think I got all the comments here. Donna Bryce says, Throp, you talk about Negril and not mention the passing of Rod Graves. He introduced so many people to Negril, the businesses and the people. Amazing man. Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, that wasn't on the agenda to bring up Rob, but Rob, it started here at Travelers, mind you. Negril.com did his first broadcast here at Travelers back in the 90s. And so there is there's no doubt of my connection to Rob and the relationship that my family has with Rob and Lisa. And so for those that don't know, Rob Graves, he was the founder of Negril.com. So before Facebook, before Twitter, maybe before MySpace, there was Negril.com, the forum, which is still around and still alive and kicking, so to speak. And a lot of people still use it from way back then in the 90s. And I'm not sure if he brought, yeah, I guess it was Negril.com, but he's definitely credited with bringing internet to Negril for the first time. And yeah, so many people used his forum to learn about Negril, to become inspired about Negril. And before all of these Facebook groups that exist right now, there was Negril.com. And unfortunately, he passed away this week. I'm not sure what of, but he's a relatively young guy, and didn't expect that. I'm not sure what happened, but definitely rest in peace, Rob. And he did a lot of great things for Negril, and really was a super super advocate for Negril, for Jamaica. And his impact and his legacy will be, it's forever, because there's like so many things that Negril wouldn't be Negril without Rob. Like, honestly, like the internet and the forum, and even if you go right now, I'm sure there were just so many people just thanking him, and then also very surprised and saddened by his passing. But yeah, thank you, Donna, for bringing him up. All right, we're at an hour and 20. What else did I have on the agenda here? Right. We're gonna spin very short on this. I think this is more of a Sunday conversation because I didn't think I'd have so much to talk about with Throp-X, but obviously it kept going on and on. Um, well, so I just saw Alfonso's comment said, Alfonso, I think a Disney World in Jamaica would be a great addition to the product. I think a lot of Caribbean nationals who can't get a visa to go to the US would travel here for family vacation. I mean, if you're gonna bring it to that scale, that's very different. That's very different. And then also of the I think addressing the population issue, if you will, um, if you make it the Caribbean hub, Disney Caribbean, and where, like you said, like other Caribbean islands that we have that are visa free for other Caribbean citizens, then yes, absolutely. If you can bring in something to that scale, that's completely different, where it is comparable and that you do compete with a Darney Park or Hershey Park or a Disney World, a Disneyland, Disney Paris, or whatever it is around the world. Alton Towers in London, in England. I think that's a different level, and yes, that would probably be successful. I'm sure you'd have the marketing behind it as well, and also just the competitive advantage that would be just a completely different experience than any other theme park around the world. All right, so I'm gonna say so. I have buses and world championships on here. I think I'm gonna say both of them. I'll touch on the buses, and only from like a position of pride. We'll probably talk about this on Sunday, like I said, and it was this morning. It was so sick and so dope. I was doing my run this morning, warming up, and I saw the JUTC bus, and then I also saw the Hanover something. I couldn't read it because I was running, but Hanover school bus, and I think it's just so. I never thought you'd see that in the grill. Put it that way. I I remember Mr. Grizzle from Shirella Inn just always talking about the grill having JUTC buses, the yellow buses. Like, man, is that really necessary? Man, would they even consider the grill to do something like that? And and as the years went on, I was like, yeah, it definitely makes sense. It would be so good for team members and hotel staff to be able to have that as an option to get to and from work. And now we got both of them. And so seeing both of them on the road this morning, I was just like, wow, we are making some sort of progress in this country and in this town. And I think the the quality of life of the folks writing that is it's just so much it's just better. It's cheaper, well, free for now for the kids, but it's far cheaper than taking a taxi. It also is going to have less taxis on the road, less cars on the road. And trust me, I think anything that we can do to have less cars on the road right now, I am all for it because I really think things as Jamaica continues to grow and continues to expand, I just hope infrastructure can keep up. There are some instances that it's very clear that especially road infrastructure is not keeping up. We always talk about Drax Hall and how great it is and the investment that's happening there and how it's a madhouse on the road. Like if you get there rush hour, forget about it. It never used to be like that. But when things explode, and can't it's that area is just not keeping up with infrastructure, and so road infrastructure at least. I don't know about the other sets of infrastructure, and some people will say it's good problems, but I say like these are avoidable problems. And anyway, seeing the buses on the road this morning was very inspiring, and I was very very happy to see there are still a lot of folks who are I guess this is the part I'll say for Sunday, who are just so like, I guess, just want this program to fail. It's just so silly to me. It's just so silly. And I just hope the political fever of the country will continue to subside over the weeks and months, and then we can just move on to discussing just more practical things and just ways the country can move forward and advance and be happy about these things that are happening and that are advancing the country. So yeah, won't spend too much time on that today. We'll be going long enough at this point. We'll talk about it more on Sunday. We'll bring in some Twitter videos for sure. And please listen to Chris, hit that like button. And the World Championships are this Saturday. So we'll actually be able to talk about some of the races on Saturday. Hold on, let's see if we get the schedule up. That would be great. So we can keep up with it. Let's see, Tokyo 2025. Here we go. Let's see if there's anything interesting happening on Saturday. All right. So this is Saturday. What's happening? No. Oh, got the mixed relays. Okay, we got the 100 meters prelims Saturday. Okay, so we got some big stuff. We got some big stuff on Saturday. So we'll definitely be able to talk about this on. So is this Saturday? Oh man, what? Okay, this is my time zone. Okay, so Saturday. Thank you. Oh, that is so lovely. That is, how convenient is that? Appreciate that. So that is Saturday 9:10 p.m. Saturday night, the 100 meters prelims, men's 100 meter prelims, and then we got the mixed 4x400 in the evening session. I'm probably not going to make this. I'll probably make Sunday morning. Wait, is that Saturday? Hold on. This got to be morning. I'm assuming this is Sunday morning. Or is this? I got to figure that out. But it says 6 a.m. The 6:35 a.m. men's 100 meters. Either way, we are going to have some races to speak about, some events to speak about on Sunday, nonetheless. So look out for that. And then you got the Canelo fight on Saturday. Is it Saturday? I think it's Saturday. Anyway, good sports this weekend. Good sports this weekend. So I think we're going to leave it right there. Thank you all so much for joining this Throp-X Thursday live stream. As a reminder, we got the Patreon live stream on Saturday. We got our regular schedules live stream on Sunday, and that should be a good one. And yeah, more content coming out. Please hit the like button on the way out. Appreciate you all joining, and I will see you all on Sunday. Peace. Throp here again. As you're probably hearing, Jamaica is on an unprecedented economical tear, and I know many people are interested to learn how they might be able to buy property in Jamaica, move here, or even start a business. Enter Throp-X. This is my annual Jamaica investment conference hosted at Travelers Beach Resort in Negril, Jamaica. If you're even considering moving to or investing in Jamaica, this is the best low-risk opportunity to do your due diligence and network with the very people driving the country forward. This event brings together a group of hand-picked, trusted, top-of-their-field individuals, the best developers, contractors, real estate pros, lenders, and government partners, all under one roof to help you make your move. This is very much an action-focused premium conference experience geared towards empowering you with the tools and team necessary to create your Jamaica dream. We've partnered with the Tax Administration of Jamaica to help you get your TRN and even open a bank account, all conveniently located on conference property. One of the most popular parts of the conference is the real estate tour. It's the best way to understand Jamaica's real estate market, seeing and experiencing properties firsthand so you can compare apples to apples. Another incredibly valuable part of the conference is the people you will meet. Attendees have been some of the most dynamic, inspiring individuals I have met doing incredible things with their lives. As always, this year will be fun, educational, and actionable, giving you the tools, insights, and connections to invest, build, and move to Jamaica. For more information, please visit Throp-X.com and join our mailing list.